never get free. Lamb to the slaughter, what you gonna do when there's blood in the water?
Mike here with 2AR Tactical. Okay guys, so I've got two more builds that I have to do. This one and a AR-10 308. This one we did in Disruptive Gray. Has a binary trigger in it, Franklin. This particular one, we've built this one before. On this one, we used a stainless steel barrel. It's a 300 Blackout, JP adjustable gas block. We've got the hate brake on here as well. That, if you look, comes pretty dead even with the rail. A 9-inch rail, 7.5-inch barrel with the hate brake. And we're also using this SCW PDX brace, which is really nice. It extends out into multiple locking positions. Or if you push the button, you simply push the button, grab it, and it'll pull all the way out. Little tiny buffer tube on this thing. Comes with its own proprietary bolt, buffer spring, and buffer. This one here, because these bolts are cut down, they're very lightweight, we went with an H3 buffer on this one. Last one we built, we did an H2 buffer. It functioned fine. And this one has a Fostech Echo trigger. We did this one in Sniper Gray. He also chose the stencil work that he wanted done on it. Pretty cool. And he went with a Romeo 4 red dot on here, which does fit on the DCH. We use these DCHs to help protect these red dots if it ever fell over, banging it into things. So besides that, it gives the weapon a different look, and it does incorporate a little flip up sight. So we're going to give this 300 Blackout a run. We've got a couple of different ammo I'm going to be trying. I've got these polymer tipped hunting rounds. There's like 5 of those in there, and then I'm running 124 grain. And also I'm going to be firing 6 of these 220 grain subsonic ammo. Now with these guns, typically they won't cycle subsonic ammo. There's just not enough powder to actually cycle the bolt. It'll fire, the bolt might actually skip back just a little bit. It may even eject, but it probably won't go back and pick up another round, much less lock the bolt back without some type of a booster device. A suppressor and things like that creates that extra amount of back pressure to cycle subsonic rounds in these guns. But this does have a hate brake on there, and it is a cone device that creates a little bit of back pressure. When I was dialing in the gas block, I thought I'd pop a few rounds off with the subsonic ammo and see how well it would do. It actually cycles them. It just doesn't have enough ass to lock the bolt to the rear on the last round, but it will fire and cycle the subsonic. So you get to hear that. You can actually hear an audible difference as well between the full strength or the standard supersonic ammo versus the subsonic. So let's go ahead and give this one a run with some of those hunting rounds and see how well it's going to do. The wind's starting to kick up, so I apologize if it's windy. All right, here we go. Gonna pop a few rounds off in semi-auto, and then go into the echo mode, and as normal do a couple of quick double taps and then empty the magazine. All right, here we go. Very nice. It cycled those polymer tipped hunting rounds pretty good. Let's do some double taps. Smooth shooter, boy. These 300 Blackouts have some punch to them as well. I love these rounds. They're just expensive, and you know, for the range that they put down, you can get some decent range out of them, but the 5.5 stick can still reach out further. All right, let's just go ahead and empty the magazine. Oh, I only had a few left. That sucked. All right. Well, you know what? While we're doing that, let's go ahead and load up these 6 rounds. That's all I have left of the subsonic. Load up those, and show you how well these will cycle subsonic ammo with that booster. So again, without this muzzle brake, the hate brake, say even the Noveski Flaming Pig or the Spikes Tactical Barking Spider, those are all booster type muzzle brakes that you would put on the end of one of these things to at least get it to try and cycle the subsonic. So let's go ahead and check that out. I'll go ahead and flip it back over to semi-auto and do one round at a time. Subsonic. There's almost no kick to these things. I mean, watch this. Subsonic ammo. It's crazy. If you notice, it is cycling them. Let's go ahead and take it down and see if it's going to lock the bolt back, which I already know it won't, but we'll see. Nope. Oh, there we go. All right. And it didn't lock the bolt back, like I said. That other one, if the gun doesn't have any kind of positive, I guess you can say, tamping, if you notice when I fired it one-handed, I allowed the gun to recoil a little bit, which actually slows the bolt down as well. It's kind of like limp wristing a semi-auto handgun, which could cause it to stovepipe or whatever else. So it fired, it just didn't go back and pick up the last round because I fired it one-handed, but it did once I had it tamped against my my body. So pretty cool indeed. 300 Blackout, definitely a wicked round. Those subsonics again are made to run with a suppressor. Again, you can get away with these boosters on here, but not quite. And I've got that gas block pretty much opened up all the way. So all right guys, these are really cool. These braces by Maxim Defense, the SCW braces, are actually really cool. I mean, it really shortens that that weapon. Like I said, you can tell how short that brace, the tube for the buffer tube is, how short that is. So really makes for a very cool compact gun. These are 7.5 inch barrels, like I said. So I don't know. They have a 5.5 inch. I don't know how accurate that would be, or what type of ballistics it would have on that. The 7.5 to me seems a little bit more ideal with the 300 Blackout, so that's why we went with that. All right guys, if you're interested in one of our custom builds, like this bad boy right here, 300 Blackout, you can contact us at 2artactical.com. You can visit us on the Instagram page at 2AR Tactical Custom Guns, or on Fascist Book at 2AR Tactical, but I'm banned again. So very cool. Oh, one more thing. We did have to modify the Fostech trigger. I went over that in the last video, but let's go ahead and just separate the upper and the lower receiver so I can show you, for one, how this thing's going to go back together again, just real quick. So again, this has a non-captured spring. There we go. As you can see inside there, there's no pin that would hold, you know, your spring and buffer in there. And for the Fostech, I had to take some material off the top of that because the way these bolts are cut underneath here, they're not actually wide enough to fit that lever in between right in there. So the lever actually, the bolt rides on top of the lever. So again, I had to take a little bit of that material off there. So to get this thing back together again, I'm going to flip it over into echo mode. You're going to push your lever forward, push your hammer down, squeeze and hold your trigger. If you notice, that holds that lever forward. And then essentially we're going to feed the spring in there. All right, still holding the trigger down, and we're going to get this tab, the takedown tab, all the way back behind, and then you're just going to put it in, hold it, and let go, and then put your pins in. Functions check. And that's it. You're good to go. All right, guys. sorry. I just wanted to show everybody that before I said goodbye. Goodbye.
Look me in my eyes, tell me everything's not fine. All the people ain't happy, and the river has run dry. You thought you could go free, but that system is done for. If you listen real closely, there's a knock at your front door. You'll never get free, lamb to the slaughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? When there's blood in the beg me for mercy, admit you were toxic. You poisoned me just for another dollar in your pocket. Now I am